Okay, I'm going to challenge your prayer life today. You do not have because you do not ask God. That's in James 4:2. I have seen people who you just see their prayers get answered over and over again. You see miracles happen to them. One of the people that I love to follow is Francis Chan, and you just see God answering his prayers over and over again. But then you wonder why your prayers are not getting answered, like God's hearing Francis Chan's prayers. And I'm going to challenge you guys on why this may be happening. So there are a few things to talk about. First of all, in James 4:2, that's the verse. You have not because you ask not. And then you look at James 5:17, and it says Elijah was a human being, even as we were. He prayed earnestly that it would not rain, and it did not rain on the land for 3.5 years. Again, he prayed, and the heavens gave rain, and the earth produced crops. One of the things that I am convinced is that when we pray, first of all, we have to pray with faith. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, Lord, if it's your will, or, maybe you can give us more financial, blessings or whatever, right? It has no faith in it. You have to, if you're too smart, this is actually a problem. And what I mean by that is sometimes you could smart your way out of faith. And faith is really believing in something that is not seen, believing in something that hasn't happened yet. Some people call it manifestations. Now, that's a secular term. That's something that you shouldn't get into. But what I could tell you is that God made a law in the world that makes it so that faith, believing, really, really believing in something that hasn't happened, can actually manifest in a result. And a lot of this is, I love this book called The Fourth Dimension by Yonggi Cho. He's the pastor of the biggest church in the world. And you really, really got to believe, and you got to believe specifically and pray specifically. The other thing is, it said Elijah was a human being, just as we are, but he prayed earnestly. And all throughout the Bible, it talks about how we have to pray day and night. We have to pray constantly. I know it's hard to do. Believe me. When you don't see your prayers answered, you're like, oh my gosh, are they, I feel like God's never going to answer. But when God said in that verse, ask and it will be given to you, knock and the door will be open to you. Now, it also talks about how when a neighbor comes in and knocks at the door in the middle of the night, right? Knocks at the door, and the homeowner, they just ignore it, right? But then if the neighbor, because of his impudence, because he just keeps knocking and persistently, finally opens the door and then gives him whatever he wants. And in the same way, guys, what God is saying is pray. Pray often for what you want. Pray specifically for what you want. There are stipulations, right? So it says, when you ask, you do not receive because you ask with the wrong motives, that you may spend what you get on your pleasures. So there are stipulations, right? Like God doesn't want to give you a snake when you're asking for bread. Think about this. If my son wants candy, okay, and all he wants to eat is candy. What I know about candy is that if he eats too much candy, he'll obviously, it'll destroy his blood vessels because, glucose spikes your blood sugar, and having all of that sugar in your body is not good for you. It'll make you crash. It'll make you sick. It'll make you get diabetes. It'll destroy a lot of systems in your body that your body is not supposed to take all the sugar in. But my son keeps asking for candy. Do I give him candy knowing that I know that'll ruin his life? Now, let me turn it to an adult. A lot of us want money, okay? A lot of us want money to spend it on our desires. Like, Lord, please give me a Louis Vuitton bag. Please give me a Hermes bag. Or, Lord, please give me this Xbox system that I really, really just want. Knowing that playing Xbox will ruin your family life, right? You have kids, you have a family. And if you get that Xbox, you're not gonna spend time with the family. You're gonna ignore the family. You're not gonna do the things that you should be doing in the household. It can ruin you. So sometimes God doesn't answer prayers because he loves you and he wants what's best for you. So to basically cut this short, what I want to say is in James 5:13, it says, "Are you sick? Let the elders pray for them. If you have sinned, pray that you may be healed and forgiven. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective." So what it's saying is ask, guys. Ask, pray earnestly, pray constantly, okay? Start the prayer with thanksgiving because it says give thanks always, and then pray constantly. It's so important to do this. Don't get discouraged. I get it. It's so discouraging when you don't see your prayers answered, but pray constantly. What I do is I actually have a spreadsheet because I'm such a logical, it's just my style. I pray for things. I literally count the times I pray for things, and I also measure whether the prayers are answered. And then I also audit. Are these things like, am I praying for financial blessing for my own good, or are they for, for me to be generous, genuinely generous to people and to give more to people? So this is my encouragement, guys. I suggest you guys track it as well and see if God actually answers the prayers. Pray constantly for them, count them, and see if God answers the prayers. Because again, if you're the neighbor that constantly knocks, and because of your persistence, God will answer your prayers. That's my encouragement, guys. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you guys later.